Carter, what do you think you're doing? Today is the day of your wife's funeral, of Kay's funeral, yet you...
So you think that just because this is my wife's funeral, I'm supposed to be the one handing my money over for it? I've already got my parents handing over some money for it, so that should be more than enough from us, right? I was never related to her by blood anyway, so who cares that I'm paying for it or not?
What kind of thinking is that? Have you gone completely mad or something? Your wife has just passed away and you're not going to do anything for her funeral? To show how much you loved her?
I had no other choice, all right? I don't even have the money right now. Look, when it comes to these dang funerals, they cost a lot more money than you think. So why should I have to borrow more money for something that's all ceremonial and nothing else?
But my family and your parents are all putting in money to help you not have to pay as much for it, right? However, you're choosing to just not do anything or even pay for anything when it comes to this funeral for her.
Shut up. My parents are already paying for part of this. And you could say that what they're paying is also partly from me, so stop this. And by the way, you have no right to be talking to me like that now. This is supposed to be your older sister's funeral, right? So stop pointing fingers at me trying to squeeze me dry and focus on taking care of what's important to you.
Why? Why did my sister ever end up with a man like you? There is no way she was blind to all of this.
Hey now, are you trying to speak poorly of the man your sister loves so dearly? Jeez, I'm pretty sure she's crying right now up in heaven having to see you speak to her husband like this.
Didn't you ever notice that for the longest time now she's wanted to be away from you? But the reason she couldn't is because when you started to take out all those loans, you wrote her name down on all the documents forcing her to stay with you.
Are you saying I only used her for that? I wasn't the one who forced her into signing those papers, you know. Stop trying to act like she was the victim or something. It'll make us all look bad. Also, the only reason I had to take out those loans was due to something that happened at work that I needed to pay off. I was blamed for something by one of the higher-ups, so don't be getting upset with me for not having any money. I myself am the victim in all of this.
But you forced my sister into having to be the one to repay all that debt you ended up in when it wasn't any of her business.
I did not force her into anything. I just never had the money in the first place, so she was my only choice at the time. And besides, she was able to break free from having to worry about all of that debt now that she's in another world, so I'm sure she's happy about that.
What? What the hell did you just say? You're a freaking mess.
Hey, are we done here? I have to go and take a look at all the money everyone has gifted me for this funeral.
You're the worst. Amy, I'm so sorry that you had to deal with my brother's horrible behavior today when talking to him about your sister's funeral. I've been warning him so many times now about acting that way, but he just never wants to listen to anything I say. Huh? Is this you, Maria? What's wrong? You don't have to be apologizing to me over the way your brother acted. He is in control of himself, and as an adult should know better than to act like that. But this is going to be a very important funeral to all of your family, and yet my brother... But I'm trying to say that you are not in control of how your brother acts, so it's not your fault. I think you've been doing so well after all that's happened, so please don't apologize for a thing. And you and I are close enough now where you don't have to be so tied up when talking to me. Loosen up a bit there. Okay, but you and I never really text one another or anything, and you happen to be a bit older than me. I'm only 2 years older than you, Maria. I'm my older sister's little baby, and you're Carter's little baby, if that makes sense. We're both their little sisters, so we can relax when talking to one another. You can really let loose around me, all right? I hope you're not speaking to me like that because you're afraid of how I'm feeling after my sister passed away. No, it's not about that. I just didn't want to make you feel as though I was being rude to you, so thank you for clearing that up for me. But I think it'll take a little bit of time for me to fully relax. And that's all right. I know you've always been a very serious person regardless, so take your time. But just know that you can relax when you speak to me. And also remember that you do not have to apologize to me for the way your older brother behaves. That's just backwards in my opinion. Okay, thank you, Amy. So what are your parents thinking of doing? Right. To tell you the honest truth, all of us, my parents and I, have been wanting to cut ties to my brother for a long time now. But because of what happened to Carter at his job, well, it may take some time for something like that to really work out in our favor now. Ah, you're talking about how your brother was blamed for embezzlement by one of his higher-ups? That's right. We do think that in that case, my brother was not at fault for anything, and that he was the victim of one of his higher-ups' crimes. And now Carter has had to deal with a lot of debt, so we would feel bad cutting ties with him now. We just have to wait until he's gotten himself back on track, and then we can do something about him. And there's also Josh that we have to think about. So, is this why after something like that, your brother's been having your parents lend him money all the time for everything? I'm also talking about things like this funeral. Yeah, I have been trying to get him to stop asking us for money all the time, but I'm afraid of what he might do if we stopped sending him money. And when it comes to you and your parents, I wouldn't want our affairs to have an impact on your family and the funeral. I see. I'm so sorry. If only I was a little less scared of Carter, then this wouldn't have to be happening. I've always been soft when it comes to him, and every time he's do something wrong or makes stupid decisions, I just had to play along. Is that right? He really is one of the worst people ever. I've always been a little bit jealous of you because you're not afraid to stand up to him and say what's really on your mind. Sure, but to be fair, he never bothers to listen to what I have to say to him anyway, so... Just know that if you keep thinking you have to keep some kind of connection to him after the funeral, your lives will all continue to be hell. I also heard this from Carter, but it seems that he has himself a new girlfriend now. And, well, it seems he's going to be leaving us all and starting a new life with her. He has a new girlfriend? It's only been a few days since my sister passed away, though. I know this is hard to hear, but I think this is a good chance for all of us. There are a lot of things I'd like to look into. Things you'd like to look into? What do you think you're doing now? Leaving Josh in our yard like that and just running off?
I'm sorry, but I'm going to have you all take care of him now. You might have heard that I'm leaving town now, so I'd much rather have someone like you take care of him for me. You can do that for me, right?
What? What the hell are you going on about this time?
I really wanted to take him back to my parents to have them take care for him. But they were a little far from here, so it would have been a pain in the butt for me. So that's why I brought him over to my late wife's parents' place.
Do you have any idea what you're doing to your son right now, though?
Well, I'm leaving him with people that can raise him better than I can. I think that your sister would be far happier having her little sister handle the baby instead of a man like me, right?
Are you being serious?
Well, of course I am. I lost my wife, and having to raise that brat all on my own is impossible. I've left the little brat in your yard, so you and your family go ahead and raise him now.
You better not come back crying to us then.
You think I'd ever?
Well then, we'll take care of him. By the way, that girl sitting in the passenger seat of your car, was that your new girlfriend or something?
Ah, well, yeah. I'm back to being single again, so this is totally fine, right? Now, you have fun with a little run for me. Goodbye forever. Hey, how are things been going? This is Carter. Do you remember who I am at all?
What do you want from me now, after 5 years have gone by?
Well, look, my wife is saying that she really wants a kid, so I'm asking you to give the brat back. Now, hurry up and hand him back over to me.
You've only become more rotten since the last time we spoke.
He is my boy after all, so I have the right to do whatever I want with him. And after putting a little thought into it with my lady, we think he's better off being raised by his true parents. I'm sure you believe the same thing, right?
Someone like you would never be able to raise a child, so give it up.
Huh? I don't have any reason to give it up, do I? My wife is telling me that she wants to have a kid, but she doesn't want to go through the whole process of childbirth.
I don't care. You are not going to bring him back into your cruddy life just because your wife wants one.
I'm not the one bringing him back into anything. He's always been my little boy, right? If anything, you're the one who shouldn't be hanging on to him anymore. Do you have any idea how much of a monster you are? for holding on to my boy when you're not even his real parent?
I think you'd better take a trip on over to the mental hospital, Carter. No matter what you have to utter, none of it makes sense to the mentally healthy.
Shut up. I'm going to be coming over to your house right now to get my boy. You get that brat ready to go with all of his things.
There's no point in you coming over here. It'll just be a waste of your time.
Hey, what the hell is that brat? Bring me the real thing.
What are you talking about? That kid happens to be the real deal. He's your son.
Liar. Then why the hell did he not recognize me or know a thing about me? I'm his gosh dang real father. What the hell did he mean when he said, "Who's that old man?" He shouldn't be saying that about his old man.
You threw him away when he was only 4 years old. And then you never once came back to see him for the past 5 years. You really think he's going to remember someone like you being his father? No way in hell.
Stop it with all this BS and bring me my real son. I'm the real father, and he'll be able to tell that when he sees me. I'm the one that little brat loves the most, and he'd never run from me. If you don't bring me my real son, I'm going to sue you. I'll tell the judge that you took my son, who I love so much, and are not giving him back to me.
Then tell me what his name is.
Huh?
You told me that as his father you love him so much, so you should be able to tell me what your son's name is, right? Although it is a bit strange that when you came to my house you didn't call him by his name. Don't tell me that you forgot the name of your only son who you said you loved so much.
His name?
You're telling me you love him, yet you don't remember his name? I've had enough of you. Tell me what kind of judge is going to listen to you and you can't even remember the name of your son you're trying to sue us over.
Sometimes I just happen to forget things is all. I'll remember his name when it becomes important to. I think his name is Bart. No, Bernard? Benson? I definitely think it's Bart. Wait, Benson sounds more like his name to me. Give me back Bernard right now.
His name is Josh, you idiot! Bart, Bernard, Benson, none of those were anywhere close. I'm sorry, but I taught him to never talk to strangers, so you won't ever get a word out of him. Now would you please go back home for me?
All right. I'll talk to you about all of this straight then. This is actually a very big chance for me.
Huh? What are you going on about now?
No, listen. Right now, YouTube is this huge thing to everyone, right? But when it comes to someone like me, I'm terrible on screen or with all that acting crap. That would be a total bore to everyone watching. So I was thinking of starting a series with this kid. And that should become a huge hit, making me loads of money.
Do you have any idea what you're saying right now?
People love to watch smart kids do cool things, right? Kids that are able to sing or kids that are able to do cool tricks on skateboards. If I can get him to do something like that and record it, we'd be rich. I'll be the producer for all of his videos and all he has to do for me is sing and act.
So you're telling me that you plan to use your own kid as a way of making you money?
As long as he's able to have one of his videos go viral, then we'd never have to worry about money again, right? It's a win-win for everyone. I've already come up with tons of ideas for what I want him to do. I'll even be willing to pay you 40% of whatever earnings we get from him. So come on now.
You have rotted to the core then. Not even you yourself has any clue of what you're saying to me right now. I'm about to get on my phone and talk to the police about this. So what do you want to do here?
Well then, I'm going to get my parents involved and have them handle this for me. Both my mom and dad are on my side, no matter what. Do you really want to have to deal with them both yelling at you?
So you still believe that after 5 years, your parents are your allies?
Well, of course they are. I'm their real son, after all. And on top of that, I'm a far better child to them than the Marla could ever be. When I stop by over at their place later, they will be so happy to see me. And I'm sure when I tell them about this, they're going to want me raising Josh again.
I don't think that's the case. All of us have already chosen to cut ties to you, Carter.
Huh?
We were just with Amy over at her place, and both Mom and Dad were there with her. We're still around, but she's gone to another room in the house now. I happened to have 3 days off, so the three of us decided to come here and see both her and Josh for the weekend.
Is that so? Well, then this is perfect timing for me. You go and tell that crazy woman to give me back my son right now. It'll be a 3 versus 1 in that house. And know that I plan to use a lot of money I make off of Josh to pay all of you guys back.
Did you not read what I just sent to you? We had all chosen to cut ties to you, and we did so 5 years ago.
Huh? Why would you cut ties with me, though?
We as a family could not accept you any longer as a part of us, especially when you left your son at Amy's parents' house to be taken care of by them while you ran away. Both Mom and Dad think the same thing about you.
I was just leaving Josh with someone to babysit for a little while, so what's the big deal here? Tell me where there was a problem with all of that.
It's the fact that you don't see any problems with that we can no longer see you as part of our family. And we don't want to have anything to do with your crazy idea of making money by using Josh.
Marla, you have really started to talk to me like you actually have a pair. Was that something you developed over the past 5 years? Well, remember, no matter how much you try to act tough and stand your ground, I'm your older brother. You were just my little sister, so you shut up and listen to every little thing I say. Hey.
I am no longer the same Maria I was in the past, Carter.
Huh?
I am no longer the Maria that will just go along with everything you do and never fight back. I forced myself to become stronger in order to protect Josh from people like you. So I am not going to let you have your way any longer.
Why are you trying to stand up to me like that? So much energy for nothing. You are still that weak little Marla to me that you were 5 years ago. If it wasn't for me, you would never have been able to make it this far anyway. I'm still helping you survive, even now, right?
In what ways? You're just talking out of your butt now because you know that you never amounted to anything in our family. All my life you've lied to us.
Huh? Lied? What did I lie to you all about?
I am talking about that whole problem in the past where you cried that you were being blamed for something you didn't do. How your higher-up blamed you for embezzling money from the company. Mom, Dad, and myself all know now that that was a huge lie from you so that we'd have no choice but to help you.
I was trying to figure out what you'd bring up. Tell me why the hell you think that I was lying about that back then.
All we had to do was look into it a little, and we found out the truth. You were just an awful employee there who hit all sorts of compliances, and that landed you in the doghouse. When we asked about the embezzlements that you were claiming had been blamed on you, they told us there was never any embezzling going on at the company. You lied to us, your own dang family, all to keep us handing you money because we all started feeling bad for you.
No, that was, I had no other choice back then. I had just gotten into a lot of debt and I needed money from somebody in order to pay it all off. But you didn't have to worry about that anymore. Once I have Josh, I can start making money off of him, and I'll hand all of that money that I borrowed back to you all.
Let me tell you right now, you left us with written out IOUs that we have in our hands right now. And you know better than any of us about them because you signed them.
Wait, are you actually planning on getting that money back from me right now? I get that I signed them, but come on. I'm a part of the family, all right? You can't just start attacking me like that for my money.
We can no longer let you get away with that kind of rotten way of thinking anymore. We are going to get every penny that we gave you back using this IOU. None of us are happy with you, and we sure as hell aren't going to play nice anymore.
Marla, what the hell happened to you? I remember you being such a kind little sister to me before. Why do you want to harass me like that?
I told you already, right? I've changed, and I've changed a lot. I knew that someday you'd be coming back to us more rotten than you were 5 years ago, and I had to be ready. I picked up the sword and shield in this family, and now I'm going to protect it from monsters like you.
For Christ's sake. I get it now. I'll promise to get him a nanny or something. Yeah, how does that sound to you? I'm sure you don't want me to be the one raising him, right? So I'll make sure to have a nanny at home to care for him, taking care of all of our problems.
You really have no clue about your situation, do you? I am not wanting to talk about who raises Josh right now.
What do you want to complain about now? You're the one that's trying to steal my son from me. Please, Amy. Right now, my parents are trying to get tens of thousands of dollars from me. If I don't have a way to make any money, things would go south for me real fast.
The fact that you only see Josh as a way of making money, it's revolting.
I've heard a little secret about you. You happen to be infertile, right? Just because you are a defect and can't make a baby of your own, does it mean you can use my son in place of something you can't have?
I'm not using him for anything. You handed him off to me years ago because you didn't want him. Also, he happens to think of me as his mom, and he even calls me Mom. You think you can just take him away from his mother by force? Do you know how badly that'll mess him up?
You can't even give birth to a child, so you're never going to become a true mother. Take a look at your reality for a change.
I am not using Josh in any way, and I would never use someone else's kid to make up for the fact that I can't birth my own.
No, but you were doing just that. Confess to it. I know that deep down, you don't give a crap about what happens to Josh. Just as long as he's with you, so you can fill that void of never being a true mother.
There's no way.
You know that yourself, don't you? You don't love that brat any. You love only yourself, and that's why you're willing to steal my child for it. What the hell, you think you can come and punch your own brother like that? You're insane.
I told you before, right? I've become a lot stronger now in order to protect my family.
Wait. I thought you were just talking about your mental strength is all then. I never thought you'd ever physically make yourself stronger like that.
I knew that you were never going to give up on this. Seeing you try to break in and steal Josh out of Amy's arms like that by force. And Amy couldn't defend herself because she's so sad about something you said to her.
I'm never going to give up on the one thing that'll make me money. I'm going to get Josh back from you all. It's the last thing that I do.
Just give up already. You're already being taken into custody by the police now, so it's over for you.
Huh?
You broke and entered into someone's house to assault them. The police are aware of that now and are on their way to come get you. Also, there was something that happened at an old job that ended up getting you fired from the doghouse. And that's the fact that you did embezzle from them. It just seems that the company didn't want to tell us anything about it back then.
No. Hold on just a minute. Are you actually going to let the police take away your older brother?
And that's why I told you that everyone has already cut ties to you. If you have an issue with that, you can always come back here and complain. I'll make sure to be waiting for you.
You wouldn't. Please, Marla, I really need money right now, and being taken away by the police would only raise the amount of my bill. I can't have that happen to me when I'm already neck deep in debt.
I'm looking forward to this. Goodbye forever now.
Wait a second.
Amy, how much longer are you going to be down like that? You don't have to be worried about something a rotten soul like that said to you, okay? But he might be right about everything he said to me. I really want to be a mom, and maybe that's why I've been holding on to Josh this long. What are you talking about, Amy? He was the one that forced you to take Josh, right? But really, I should have had your mom or dad take Josh and care for him these past 5 years. The only reason I took him in and raised him as my own was probably all for my own ego. Yesterday, when you weren't around, I had a one-on-one talk with Josh. He told me he's so happy to have you as his mom. He told me that 2 times, actually. Really? Josh has told me that in school, other kids will tease him for not having his own dad. But he always tells all the other kids that he is a strong and amazing mom at home, so he doesn't need a dad. He tells that to all those kids all the time. Really? To Josh, you are one of the best mothers a child could ever ask for. And I think he thinks of you as his true mother. So if you want for him to continue being happy, then you are going to have to keep being his mother. So please do that for him. Please continue being his strong and amazing mom. Understood. Thank you for telling me that, Marla. No problem. After all, if it wasn't for how you handled the situation 5 years ago, I would have never become as strong and independent as I am now. Finally, I'm able to speak for myself and do what I want. It's because I had you to be jealous of I was able to change my ways and become a better woman. That's really great to hear. But there is still one thing you haven't changed since then. What? What is it? When are you going to stop acting so strict and relax a little around me? After that, Carter had tried to run from the police, but they were able to catch up to him and take him into custody. He ended up confessing to both breaking and entering into my home and trying to assault me, which led to him having to pay a lot of fines and a settlement to me. And as of right now, he has to be on parole, which I'd say is a lot better than the path he could have been on after that court hearing. I heard that originally the judge wanted him to sit in jail for what he'd done to me and everyone else at my house, especially when it had to do with him trying to steal Josh. But learning that he was in an incredible amount of debt, the judge thought he'd be better off being tracked by the parole officers while finding himself a job where he could start making back some of that money. I'm not really sure if he'll be able to find a job since his work ethic is zero, and he has a really bad name for himself in this town now, but I guess he's at least tied to the officers in case he does get into trouble again. And if all this wasn't enough for him, though, the moment his new wife heard about what had happened, she grabbed all her things and money and ran. This must be why Carter was so hell-bent on getting Josh and making money off of him. His relation to that woman was nothing but a shallow mess, and I'm sure even she only cared about money, much like him. It really makes me wonder if she was in on all of this too, or if she really just wanted a kid but didn't want to have to deal with childbirth. I guess that's why there's something called adoption for reasons like that. But we'll never really know what was going on with her besides that she ran off on Carter. As of right now, there is no one around Carter willing to help him out at all, and not even a single person wants to go and talk to him. He has another court hearing soon for his parole, and they might decide to let him loose if he continues to be a good boy. But that's really only if he can get that job the judge asked for him to do and starts paying off all the debt he's in now. As for myself, I've made it clear that Josh will be my son for the rest of my life. And with the help of Marla, her parents, and my own parents, I'll be the single legal mother of Josh. I actually ended up going to the courthouse and was able to get legal custody of him. When they found out about Carter's situation and learned that I'm the little sister of Josh's mom, they had no reason to say no to making him my true son. There will be a lot more tough roads ahead for us, but as long as I know Josh is happy and safe, then so am I. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Hello, it's me, your favorite sister here. I'm back. I've missed you so much. Why haven't you come to visit me for the past 5 years? Alexa, since when did you get out of prison? I thought the court sentenced you to 7 years for using an illegal gun to rob a jewelry store and injuring a police officer. How did you get out of prison so early? And how do you know my phone number? Oh, it's true that you've never been to prison, so you have no experience. All I had to do was pretend to be obedient in prison, so those idiots would let me out soon. I just arrived at our parents' house, but that old lady refused to give me her phone number. So I had to steal her phone to get your new number and address, and I'm at your door right now. Whoa. You finally have a pink house with the garden you've always dreamed of like when you were a kid. What do you want? Why do you come back to find me? Get out of here before my neighbors see you. Oh, whoa, you've changed, Betty. You used to be a weak, crying child who always did what I said back in the old days. But now you've become a bit of a disrespectful brat. I think I'll need to re-educate you, little sister. So, where is the key? Get out of my property or I will call the police. Where would my stupid Betty hide the house keys? Is it under the rose plant that you still love? I knew it. I won't allow you to step into my house, especially after the psychological damage you caused me as a child. Why do you even have to come back here? To disturb and harm me again? Oh, come on. Don't be so grumpy. Haven't you let go of the past? It was just a childish joke. Why do you have to be so vindictive? Childish joke? I was only 7 years old back then, while you were 16. You were old enough to know better. I still remember the day vividly. You took me to the clothing store right after I finished school. Naively, I thought at the time you finally liked me and allowed me to hang out with you. But in the end, it turned out I was just a tool for you to use to steal things. Oh, come on. You really enjoyed hiding things in your bags. Don't be ashamed. Almost everybody stole something when they were a kid. No, I didn't steal anything. You said you wanted to put the clothes in my backpack because your hands were tied, and I agreed. Then I saw you talk about something with the cashier, so I thought you'd paid the bills already, and then you urged me to run out of the store. I had no idea what you were doing until we left and the alarm went off. And when the security guard found the items in my bag, you blamed me and said I was the shoplifter, and you didn't know anything. I never said I paid for the clothes, so technically I wasn't lying because you were an accomplice. And you're my little sister. You wouldn't be heartless enough to leave your sister behind when the police took me away, right? Plus, you were just a kid back then. And if they knew that you stole anything, nothing too bad would have happened. Are you kidding me? You left me at the store, and I was there for hours. I was crying the whole time, and I didn't even know what was going on. When they told our parents, they were so disappointed in me. They grounded me for months. The worst part was that my friends at school found out about it, and no one wanted to play with me anymore. I felt isolated throughout my entire high school years. I was traumatized by the whole experience. It's been years, but I still can't forget about what happened. I lost my innocence that day, and I've never fully recovered from it. Hey, I got it. Listen, I'm sorry that you had to go through all of that, but you have to understand that I was just a teenager back then, and I didn't know any better. I'm sorry for getting you involved, but I never meant things to turn out that way. I understand how you feel, and I'm sorry for what I put you through. But we can't change the past. All we can do is move forward and try to make things right. Oh, no. Don't try to fool me again with your sweet words. 5 years ago, you returned home after leaving the house for 3 years with your boyfriend. You used sweet words and promised to change to fool our parents. But what happened in the end? You drugged the entire family with sleeping pills and called your accomplices to steal all our money and valuables. One of them even tried to assault me. Luckily, I woke up in time and screamed for the attention of the neighbors so I could protect myself. Come on. Nothing happened to you in the end. Think of it like being bitten by a wild dog. Don't overreact. I can't believe you would talk to me like that. You're really heartless. We're not sisters anymore. Just stay away from me. No, that's not what I mean. I apologize for being quick to anger and using harsh words. My time in prison has had a negative effect on my behavior, and I am sorry for any hurtful things I may have said. Betty, I know what I did in the past was wrong, and I'm truly sorry for the pain and trauma I caused you. Please, can we talk about this and try to work things out? I don't want to hear it, Alexa. You can't just apologize and expect me to forgive you for what you did. You ruined my life and caused so much pain to our family. Do you know that our parents constantly face discrimination and are scolded by our neighbors whenever they pass our house? They believe that our parents failed to teach their children values, especially since both of their daughters had been involved in stealing. It's even worse because you had to go to jail for it. Even now, our parents still live in shame because of your actions. I understand that I can never fully understand what you went through, but I promise you that I have changed. I'm not the same person that I was back then. I want to make it up to you and do whatever it takes to earn your forgiveness. It's too late for that, Alexa. You had your chance to make things right, but you chose to hurt our family instead. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Please just leave and never come back. I understand your anger and frustration, Betty, but please, can we just try to work things out? I know it won't be easy, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make amends for my past actions. No, Alexa. I can't trust you anymore. You've broken my trust too many times. Please just go and leave me alone. No, Betty. Actually, I've always regretted my past actions, so I came in here today to apologize to you. And I even brought along a friend for you. Do you remember, Mr. Fluffy? Of course I remember. You burned my favorite teddy bear right in front of me when we were kids. Actually, I just wanted to scare you. When you walked away crying, I immediately put out the fire and felt incredibly sorry for what I had done. But at the time, I was too childish to say sorry to you. I've kept Mr. Fluffy with me all these years, and every time I see it, I'm reminded of the mistake I made. It torments me, but it also motivates me to make things right and fix all my past mistakes after being released from prison. You still have Mr. Fluffy with you all the time? Yes, Betty. And I brought him here for you. I'm truly sorry. I promise to make it up to you and do whatever it takes to earn your forgiveness. Then, fine. I don't know if there's anything you can do to make up for what happened, but I appreciate that you're willing to try. Maybe you can start by apologizing to our parents and making things right with them. And I think it's important for you to acknowledge the impact this has had on my life and take responsibility for it. You're right. I should talk to our parents and apologize to them for what happened. And I'll do whatever I can to support you and help you move forward from all emotional damage. I know I can't change the past, but I'm willing to do whatever it takes to make things right between us. Thank you for saying that. It means a lot to me. I don't think I'll ever fully forgive you for what happened, but I'm willing to try and move on from this. And I hope we can work towards rebuilding our relationship as sisters. Thanks, Betty. I won't let you down. However, I'm currently without a place to stay. Would it be possible for me to stay at your house for a few days? Perhaps it would be more convenient for you to stay in a hotel room instead. I have a lot of work to do, and I'm not sure if I can provide you with the proper attention and care while you stay with me. Oh, don't worry about it. I can take care of myself. Staying at a hotel can be expensive, and living together could bring us closer, right? Then, okay. You can live with me for just a few days. Yay! Thank you, Betty. I'll get inside right now. And I will cook dinner today. So get home earlier. Okay, I will. Hey, Betty. You're up and out early. Did you leave the house already this morning? It's only 11. Yeah, I had to get to work early today. And speaking of which, Alexa, you've been staying here for 3 days now. Are you planning to leave soon, or at least find something productive to do? The house could use a little cleaning, and I think it's time for you to start looking for a job. Oh, please don't nag me. I came here to be your sister, not a maid. And I did cook for you on the first day I arrived. Remember? I opened a can of stewed beans and made you a plate of ham and bread. I'm not lazy, Betty. Sure, you cooked a meal that even a child could make, but that doesn't mean you get to lounge all day doing nothing. And can you please clean your room? It smells terrible every time I walk past. You don't have to be so harsh, Betty. Just cover your nose if it bothers you that much. And I'm not going anywhere. I quite like it here and plan to stay for a while. No, you can't. You said you were only staying here until you found your own place. Well, that was the plan, but there's a problem. I don't have any money, so unless you're willing to pay for my housing, food, and shopping expenses, I'll have to stay here for a bit longer. I'm not going to pay for you, Alexa. You're 35 years old and need to take responsibility for yourself. You can't just rely on others to take care of you. And didn't the people from the Happiness Foundation offer to help you find a job? You should contact them. Ugh, those idiots. They won't be able to help me. And besides, I don't know what I'm good at, except for taking things that don't belong to me. But I can't do that anymore, can I? Especially not with my record of theft and robbery. Well, you need to figure something out. You can't just lie around all day like this. And I'm going on a business trip next week, so you need to start being more responsible. Wait, you're going on a trip? That's perfect! I'll stay here and take care of the house for you. Actually, I already hired a housekeeper and cleaning service to take care of everything while I'm gone. Come on, Betty. Let me do it instead. I can do it for half the price they're charging you, and I'll make sure everything is perfect. I don't know, Alexa. You haven't exactly been trustworthy lately. I swear I've changed, Betty. Just give me a chance to prove it to you. Fine, you can take care of the house for a week while I'm gone. Great! When do you leave? In 2 days. Perfect! I'll take care of everything. You can count on me, sis. All right, I trust you. I have to get back to work now, though. Talk to you later. Alexa, what happened here? The house is a mess. Why did you disappear without cleaning up? What does it look like happened here? You left me alone for a week without any money. What did you expect? And why do you even care, Betty? You didn't want me here in the first place. I left you with food and a roof over your head, Alexa. I did want you here. But you have to take responsibility and clean up after yourself. Responsibility? You don't know the meaning of the word. You were never there for me when I needed you, and now you expect me to clean up your mess? I'm not your servant, Betty. I have my own life to live. My mess? This is your mess, Alexa. You said you would take care of the house while I was away. The living room is cluttered with empty takeout containers, crumpled up papers, and clothes strewn everywhere. The kitchen sink was overflowing with dirty dishes, and there was a foul smell emanating from the garbage can. The bathroom was in even worse shape, with towels and toiletries scattered about and the toilet unflushed. Oh, sorry for not being a perfect little housekeeper for you, Betty. Maybe I would be more motivated if you paid me like you pay those cleaning services. I paid you, Alexa, and this is what I get in return? What did you do to my room? It's a disaster. And what about all my stuff that's missing? What stuff? My jewelry, my laptop, my credit cards, they're all gone. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe you should check your own pockets before accusing me of stealing. You can't be serious. I trusted you, Alexa. How could you do this to me? Whatever, Betty. Anyway, I've already left that ugly house. Leaving? Where are you going? None of your business. I'm sick of this house, sick of you, and sick of this whole situation. Alexa, what have you done? I just got a call from the real estate agent saying you sold my house without permission? How could you do something so reckless and irresponsible? You were naive to trust me in the first place, Betty. I'm a thief, remember? It's what I do. Oh, come on. Don't be so dramatic, Betty. I did you a favor. Your sister is struggling with payments. And I'm broke. So I know you're really worried about me. But now you don't have to worry about it anymore. I have the money from the sale and can move on with my life without bothering you. A favor? I didn't ask for this. My house was not even on the market. And now I have to deal with the problems you caused, all because of your selfish actions. Selfish? You're the one always thinking about yourself. What about me? I needed the money to start a new life. I'm tired of being a criminal, always looking over my shoulder. This was my chance to start fresh. You could have talked to me about it, Alexa. We could have found a different solution together. But instead you went behind my back and made a deal without my knowledge or consent. And what? You would have said no? You would have stopped me from getting all the money I needed? I don't think so. You've always been too afraid to displease others, Betty. That's why you're still stuck in misery and let me be the scapegoat. You don't know anything about me, Alexa. And don't you dare try to make me feel guilty for not wanting to break the law or betray my friend's trust. You're the one always taking shortcuts and hurting people to get what you want. Oh, please, spare me the moral lecture. You're no better than me. You just hide behind your so-called good deeds and your honesty. But in reality, you're just as selfish and dishonest as I am. That's not true. I can't believe this. I never should have let you into my house. You crossed the line, Alexa. I trusted you, and you took advantage of me. I will not stand for this. I will sue you for fraud, selling my property without my permission, and falsifying documents. What? Sue me? No, you can't do that. I am your sister. You can't send me to prison one more time. I'm sick of it. That's not my business. You betrayed my trust, and I will not let you get away with it. You will pay for what you've done. Oh, please. You're just mad because you fell for my little scheme. You're the one who let me into your house in the first place. You should have known better than to trust someone like me. I can't believe I ever thought of you as my sister. You're nothing but a criminal, and I want nothing to do with you ever again. You'll pay for everything you have done to me. Wait, you're serious? Oh, no, Betty, please don't do this. I'm sorry for what I did. I know it was wrong and I regret it. I was in a bad place and thought selling the house was the only way out. But I realize now that I was wrong and should have never done it. It's too late for apologies now, Alexa. You not only sold my house without my permission, but you've also put me in a terrible position many times. I gave you a chance, but you destroyed it yourself. I have to protect myself and my property. I'm sorry, Alexa, but I have to take legal action. I understand that, Betty. I messed up big time, but I'm willing to make it right. I'll do whatever it takes to make things right. Just please don't sue me. I don't have any money to pay for a lawyer, and I don't want to end up in jail one more time. I don't know what to do, Alexa. You really put me in a tough spot. I trusted you, and you betrayed that trust. I don't think I can just forgive you and move on. I understand, Betty. I don't expect you to forgive me right away, but please give me a chance to make it right. I'll do whatever it takes to make things right again. I'll get a job and pay you back for what I did. I promise. Alexa, I can't let you continue to hurt others like this. You need to take responsibility for what you've done and confess to the authorities. If you do, you'll be able to relieve yourself of the guilt and start making amends for your actions. No! You're a hypocrite! You are so cruel! Do you want to kill your sister? You're a bitch! After the confrontation with me, Alexa realized the gravity of her actions and decided to flee the city. However, her attempts to escape were in vain as the police caught her a few days later. She was charged with multiple counts of fraud and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. And I was devastated by the betrayal of my sister. I decided to sell my house and move to a new city to start afresh. With time, I found it in my heart to forgive Alexa, but I never forgot the lessons learned from the painful experience. I am more careful with the people I allow into my life and have become more vigilant in protecting myself and my assets. Although the situation had been a traumatic experience for me, it has also been a wake-up call for me. I learned to trust my instincts and to be cautious when dealing with others. I had a newfound appreciation for the importance of surrounding myself with trustworthy individuals. I had vowed never to let anyone take advantage of me again.